Well, it really is interesting timing, isn't it? Wait, why did I say that? Why would it be interesting timing? It's not like they're remaking Silent Hill 2 or anything. I'm sorry, I don't know what came over me just now. Now this is one of my favorites. I'm pretty sure all configurations of possible videos about this game exist already, but it's my channel, and I get to choose the redundant topic. 2 was the first Silent Hill game I ever played. I first experienced it when I was deep in what can only be described as existential OCD purgatory. And like, I don't know, it was actually pretty soothing. Because all day long I'd think about if the world was even real, and if other consciousness existed outside of my body, and if there was any explaining how my consciousness was contained within my body. And then I'd sit down and play Silent Hill 2. And it was like, okay, reality is a construct. The madness is all-consuming, and I'm looking for my wife, who I already know is dead, and everything is surreal nightmare times. But it's fine, because the music's really nice. I mean, if you can't get on Zoloft, just play Silent Hill 2 in the meantime. Official Dr. Sonder medical advice. Dude, Silent Hill 2. I am so normal about this game. So you play as James Sunderland, who has come to Silent Hill to meet his wife. His wife, who died 3 years ago.
I got a letter. The name on the envelope said, Mary. Mary died of that damn disease 3 years ago. So then, why am I looking for her? Is she really alive? Waiting for me?
James just stares out at the lake as he delivers his angst-filled monologue, and somehow the completely static camera just adds something here. I don't know. The melancholy is so thick and viscous. It's way more gloomy than the first game. And then you walk, like, forever. You eventually find yourself in a cemetery, where you meet my girl Angela.
Excuse me,
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I didn't mean to scare you.
Okay, listen. I think the uncanniness of the Silent Hill 2 voice acting really acts in its favor, actually. I don't think I could, in good conscience, really call it bad acting. It's more like... alien?
This town, there's something wrong with it. It's kind of hard to explain, but...
Is it dangerous?
But I think you'll come to find that everything feels kind of familiar, yet alien in this game. Do you even know what kinds of things are walking the streets this time? Cunty, effeminate straitjacket people, that's what! Oh man, I sure hope I never find myself cornered with one of those things. Hey look, a radio!
Is it dead? What the hell is it?
You don't really get a lot of time out in the open air after this, because most of this game is navigating scary buildings. I absolutely love the urban industrial horror created by this series. There's something very comforting about the emptiness and decay of the town. Ghost towns are one of my favorite settings for anything. Big, empty cities and shit. I don't know why. Doesn't this empty room feel comforting? It's just you and me and the black mold. I love you, black mold. The first area is the apartments, and in the apartments, you encounter more of those guys with the vaginal faces who try to spray you with their gonorrhea. Okay, and they're on the floor now. They're on the floor and exponentially faster. Oh. Is that Mary's dress? Oh, good heavens, it's a feminine creature! How did they know that women are my greatest fear? Truly, the nightmares never cease. You know, one of the things I love about this series is that you have your first aid kit to recover health, but of course you need something smaller as just a little pick-me-up. So naturally, what they went with was health drink with nutrients to regain your stamina. So you literally have this guy running around chugging V8s while getting mauled by nightmare monsters. Oh, speaking of... Oh, Team Silent, you sure love your weird one-off scares.
Am I glad he's frozen in there and that we're out here?
Yes, I'm sure you all already know that that is Pyramid Head. Oh god, he's a sex pest. I never would have gleaned that from his fashionable merchandise. I get bored with horror games a lot of the time because the monsters are often just zombies or crazy people or dead people or people who look fucked up, but like, what even is this? It's so inexplicable and surreal and shocking, and he doesn't need to explain himself, he's fucking Pyramid Head. And also he does whatever this is. Which is really weird, but it's okay because you're hiding in a closet and... James, what the hell is your problem? And like the first game, especially after you encounter Pyramid Head, there's this sense of unending, inescapable darkness, the constant torment of the whole town. But unlike the first game, there's something else there too. Unending, inescapable gloom.
Oh, it's you.
You find Angela again in one of the apartments, lying by a big mirror and holding a kitchen knife.
Angela, okay. I don't know what you're planning, but there's always another way.
Really?
This scene is the moment that I fell in love with Silent Hill. There's something so matter-of-fact about the whole thing. So unapologetic. Angela lying on the ground, too exhausted to move, contemplating suicide. And James is just there telling her that she doesn't need to do it, trying to be delicate. There's a grace in how James handles this encounter that I feel could only come from actual understanding. In other horror games, when you find people hiding out, usually they're terrified. But the Silent Hill characters aren't like that. They seem weirdly nonchalant about Silent Hill. Almost like they've been there for a long, long time. Like you're just passing through these whole other stories. The atmosphere of these games, two especially, is as welcoming as it is threatening. Like a hug that's slowly suffocating you. And God, that music. Akira Yamaoka, if you're somehow seeing this, call me. I know you're like 50 years old and married, but hey, I don't mind. There's also Eddie, who actually talks about the town's mysterious draw.
You too, huh? Something just brought you here, right?
Yeah, you could say that.
There's a deep hopelessness to James's whole journey. He's literally looking for someone he already knows is dead, but he just keeps going. These people around him are always in peril, but nothing ever quite finishes them off. Angela actually gives James her knife to keep her from hurting herself. And that has always been so interesting to me, because immediately after giving away her only weapon, she just walks back out into the town. Like, Angela is more a danger to herself than any of the monsters out there. God, it's so sad. In other horror games, this nonchalance would really take you out of it. But this isn't other horror games. This is Silent Hill.
Oh my god. Who could have...
Unbelievable. Yes. And all the while, Pyramid Head is hunting you. The first Pyramid Head fight makes me shit bricks. It's just so creepy how he makes no noise and just descends into the water when the siren sounds. And then you're free to leave the apartments, and shit only gets weirder from here. Like, we interact with children. Ew.
Huh? Are you blind or something?
Laura is this little girl who actually knew Mary somehow. She's always wandering around and absolutely doesn't give a fuck about all the monsters. I don't know, Laura kind of annoys me. She's kind of, a little shit.
Laura! What are you doing?
Ha ha, I tricked you.
Oh, fuck you, little bastard child.
You snotty little brat! Open up!
Why, you...
Laura?
You fuckers!
Yeah, fart face. Have fun dying to the flesh lips. Oh, you know, those things that grab you with their groin mouths. Silent Hill monsters are a different breed, man. Like, can we talk about these things? They're a very underrated and terrifying monster. You never even see them fully in this game, and they can't really do much to you, but God, they make me want to throw up. It's fantastic. Anyway, you also meet a strange woman named Maria.
Mary? No, you're not.
Do I look like your girlfriend?
I can't believe it. You could be her twin. Your face, your voice, just your hair and clothes are
My
different.
name is Maria.
She insists on coming with you because she gets pissed at the idea of you just leaving her. And it's always kind of like she knows something and knows who we are, and yet acts very dependent on James. There's something really secure about this section of the game. Like the bowling alley where everyone's just kind of hanging out for a bit.
This town is full of monsters. How can you sit there and eat pizza?
Even the strip club Maria takes you to has a weirdly comforting atmosphere. Wait, why did Maria have a key to the strip club? But then, things take a turn. Once you reach the hospital, you never really go back to that sense of comfort. Look at that! Scary nurses. Scary nurses that are also kinda hot. I mean, they're an acquired taste, but... Oh, right, I'm looking for my wife. And of course, there's also... the shape. From there, you enter the Historic Society and the prison section with its sounds. Get out of my skull! And soon, the only way forward is down. James starts jumping down hole after hole, and the more you jump down, the more you realize that there is no turning back. This kind of falling progression simulates a downward spiral into the endless depths of Jimmy's dark soul. That's Silent Hill 2 for you. Silent Hill 2 and the delicious torment of the bottomless soul. But why would James be descending? Well, because James here did something pretty bad. I'm going to spoil the end of Silent Hill 2 now, so prepare yourself. James was called to Silent Hill because Mary didn't actually die of her illness. James killed her. When Eddie turns out to be a murderer himself, he calls James out on his bullshit.
Don't get all holy on me, James! This town called you too! You and me are the same! We're not like other people!
and then you fight Eddie, and then you kill Eddie.
Eddie? I killed a human being.
My, James, you just can't stop getting blood on your hands. I always found it really creepy that there were other people in the town, but Eddie killed them. Other people who had their own stories and reasons for being there, just like James. And this last chunk of the game is also where you find Maria alive again in a cell.
That thing! It stabbed you! There was blood everywhere!
James, honey, did something happen to you? After we got separated in that long hallway? Are you confusing me with someone else?
This scene is famous for a reason. There's something really sinister about it.
Aren't you Maria?
I'm not your Mary.
So, you're Maria?
It doesn't matter who I am. I'm here for you, James. See? I'm real.
There's a sub-scenario outside of the main story called Born from a Wish, where you play as Maria, and it explains why she's like this. She's not really a person. She's more like an idealized version of Mary who only exists to interact with James. In the sub-story, she contemplates ending her meaningless existence but ultimately says, fuck it, and walks around the town until James finds her. This scene, in the labyrinth, is Maria playing the part fully. And, understandably, she gets pissed at James for wanting her into existence and then discarding her for Mary.
Anyway! What do you mean, anyway? You don't sound very happy to see me. I was almost killed back there. Why didn't you try to save me? All you care about is that dead wife of yours.
You can't have it both ways, Jimbo! She's resigned to her role in the town, like how she's resigned to be a sex object for work at Heaven's Night. The idealized Mary being killed by Pyramid Head over and over, it's like he's using her to taunt James. Because the reason that James killed his wife is murky. James tries to pass off his crime as an act of mercy, because Mary was suffering from her illness. But the inescapable truth is that he also resented her for taking away his freedom. Her pain made her irritable, and she wasn't hot anymore, and James was obligated to stay with her until she died. Things get kinda heavy now. So real quick, here's James doing his sassy little idol stances. There's something weird about all these lady monsters. It's not just feminine imagery, it's viscerally sexual imagery. This series is very good at invoking sexual horror, especially in 2. I think with everything else, there's also something here about James's desires and his frustrations with being stuck with Mary, and his guilt over those feelings. So it's almost like James is not only being punished by Pyramid Head for being a murderer, but also for being a filthy little man. I mean, really, how down bad do you have to be to go straight into this nightmare town and create a sentient dream stripper version of your wife? Pyramid Head is, of course, always assaulting the female monsters. And he's really the only masculine, dominating monster in the game. That is, up until you find Angela again in the labyrinth, which is what I consider to be the darkest scene of the game.
Daddy, please don't!
This is the room where you have to fight the abstract daddy, which forces James to confront male violence from a female perspective. Being grabbed by the abstract daddy is such a horrific image. And the pulsating design of the room, and the way that Angela is trapped in this incomprehensible space with only a TV and the abstract daddy makes my stomach churn every time.
Angela, relax.
Don't order me around!
Angela is like my favorite character in the game. Silent Hill, especially for the era in which the first few games were released, has some excellent female characters. As a child, Angela was molested by both her father and brother, and that's why she's sort of trapped in this childlike state. But she also has this distrust of James that isn't entirely unfounded.
Oh, I see. You're trying to be nice to me, right? I know what you're up to. It's always the same. You're only after one thing. You don't have to lie. Go ahead and say it. Or you could just force me. Beat me up like he always did.
They're perfect foils for each other, in a way.
Mama! Mama! Why are you running away? You're not my mama. It's you!
The stairway scene is like a moment of mutual clarity between them, where they understand each other for what they are.
James. Give me back that knife.
No. I won't.
Saving it for yourself?
Me? No. I'd never kill myself. It's hot as hell in here.
You see it too. For me, it's always like this.
The monsters aren't the hardest things for James to face. It's the people who will see right through him, who resent him.
She died because she was sick?
No. I killed her.
You killer! Why'd you do it? I hate you!
The crime has been done. Nothing will fix it. Nothing will change it. It has to be lived with forever. So James must face his executioner. This fight is fucking awesome. James literally fights with his guilt until ultimately the double pyramid head surprise kill themselves, at which point they offer you 2 eggs?
What?
And then immediately afterwards, James has to kill this fucked up Mary monster as a bonus. Oh my god. Not again!
In my restless dreams, I see that town. Silent Hill.
Silent Hill 2, whichever way you slice it, is always a tragedy. Well, maybe except the dog ending. But even the dog ending has something existentially tragic about it. Even if James doesn't drive into the lake, even if he decides to go on living with the knowledge of what he did, it's the kind of story where you come away from it thinking, fuck, what do I take from this? Silent Hill isn't really a place you come back from. James kills Mary to take his life back, but then he loses it to the town. And in this twisted irony, Mary ends her letter at the end of the game telling James to live his life after she's gone. But Silent Hill isn't just a place where you're punished for your crimes. Angela is there because she can't escape her traumatic past. It's a place where the depths of the psyche get deeper and deeper, and you just keep falling, never landing anywhere, and never turning back. It shows the stasis of people whose lives are fucked beyond repair. It's a representation of how every day is a battle. Perhaps that's why these games are so meaningful to me. The loneliness is so striking, everyone has to go alone. But they're all brought together in this town. It's like a meeting place for the disturbed. Just another day, another hellscape. Oh, Rancid Ghoul, you're looking well. Sometimes I wonder, what if everyone just disappeared and I was allowed to be consumed by this unending malaise? What if I was able to confront everything without having to worry about the logistics of everyday life? What if I could just walk down this path for a really long time? Walk down this hallway for a really long time? Or row this boat for like 5,000 years? I'd like that. I feel like it would be an escape from the sense that I am becoming. This story is the perfect setup for what the series would be after the first game. Harry didn't really have any darkness festering within him. He was a little boring, honestly. And that's because Silent Hill 1 was all about Alessa. It was kind of like an origin story for the town that Silent Hill could become. But here, we actually get to see what it becomes. It's a place where people with guilt and baggage coincide and see their own fucked up worlds. And everything about this game just puts you there in this masterfully written story. Something Silent Hill 2 good. Hey, since you're still here, would you happen to have time to listen to my new EP? Streaming everywhere? Okay, thanks, bye.